Okay, wenn du meinst. Aber Alter, das hat man doch an den Dingern schon gesehen. Das war da doch. Ich meine, weil er ist ja... Ihr Fest läuft auf Hochtouren, während eure Arbeit auch...
Today is the final stage of the Iridori Festival. Not only will there be Shincho's signing event, but Albedo's painting of Kuranushi will also be unveiled. Let's take a stroll through the festival venue. Maybe we'll find everyone there.
Ihr Schweine, da ist gar nichts drauf.
Hello, traveler. Paimon?
Albedo, why is the portrait of Kuranushi all covered up? Paimon wants to see what your Kuranushi portrait looks like.
Don't worry. The unveiling ceremony will be starting shortly. You'll see what it looks like then. I will say that I'm most satisfied with this particular work. I even made a special trip to see someone in order to complete it. They gave me some very valuable suggestions.
Ich habe das Gefühl, dass es mysteriöser wird, je mehr wir darüber sprechen.
Is that so? Anyway, there is still time before the ceremony. You may have a look around the venue first.
Warte. Das ist doch Zeug aus Ding, oder? Aus Wadazumi. Was sollen wir machen? Scheiße, wir sollen hier wirklich rumschauen? Achso, wir sollen wahrscheinlich mit allen unseren Kumpelinos reden. Hallo.
Kazuha, what are you doing here? Why aren't you at the festival?
I came here to take in the sea breeze. Such a bustling atmosphere is never really to my liking.
Kaso, ist wirklich alles in Ordnung?
I knew you were still worried about me. Thank you, but please, don't worry. The things I said in front of everyone weren't just pretty-sounding excuses. Look. See this familiar harbor in front of us? Before, you could sit here all day without seeing a single ship pass through. Instead, all you would see were soldiers from the Kanjo Commission, guarding against possible intruders. But now, it's become a bustling place. Not only are foreigners coming to Inazuma again, but traffic between here and Watatsumi Island has also been picking up.
Yeah, Inazuma has already started to change, huh?
I was thinking, in some ways, each and every one of us are similar to this country. It might take a different amount of time for different people, but there will inevitably come a day when each person can let go of their burdens. And when they finally let go, they are free to follow the wind as they please.
Alles klar. Ah, Theater der Vorrichtungen. Bin jetzt nicht der größte Fan davon, aber es ist in Ordnung. Ups. Warte mal, ihr zwei? Wie kann das passieren?
Well, hello everyone.
Hey, what are you two doing together? Don't think we didn't see you two chatting up a storm just now. The moment we came over, you stopped talking.
Is that so? I'm afraid you're just overthinking things.
We were merely discussing wine and food. I'm sure you two wouldn't be interested.
Speaking of good sides with sake, I personally prefer fried tofu.
Forget it. Even if those two are plotting something, they'd still never let us know.
Miko, wenn es jetzt ein Trinken plaudern in einer Ecke. Die leeren Flaschen stapeln sich in einem alarmierenden Tempo, aber es sieht so aus, als hätten sie wirklich die ganze Zeit über dieses besten Beilagen zum Sake diskutiert. Wow. Naja, wenn die super im Rausreden und die ist super in Leute in die Ecke drängen.
Traveler, Paimon, it's a pleasure to see you.
Läuft die Signierstunde gut?
Indeed it did. Thanks to you, the signing event went off without a hitch.
and I must say, the readers seem most satisfied.
Shincho, is that just Paimon, or are you on the lookout for something?
You aren't mistaken, though I'm ashamed to admit it. But in fact, I have been on the watch for tourists from Liyue. After all, I came to Inazuma under the pretext of evaluating a potential investment. If an acquaintance were to see me sitting here, then there would be no way to hide the truth from my father. Fortunately, the crowds of readers that came flocking over have kept the usual tourists at bay. Oh, I should mention, Shu is also unaware of the real purpose of my trip. If you happen to meet him, please, remember to keep it a secret.
Du kannst auf uns zählen.
Then, please accept my thanks in advance. I'm sorry that I can't chat long. There are still readers waiting in line. I'll see you later at the unveiling ceremony for Kuronushi's portrait.
Ich bin gespannt, wen er malt. Ich bin gespannt. Oh, wen haben wir da oben? Ah, mit den Masken. Was geht ab? Brothers and sisters?
Greetings, traveler. Paimon.
Oh, Ayato! We finally get to see the busiest person of all.
Yes, there were many things which required my attention these past few days. Fortunately, the Iridori Festival is proceeding smoothly. The Tri-Commission cooperated closely to prepare this festival, so at long last, I can take a break today.
Brother and I are very grateful for your help.
Toma sure is taking his sweet time.
Ihr wartet auf Thoma?
Yes. Today is one of the rare occasions when Brother isn't busy. I was going to buy some books, but he said he wanted to come along. His treat. However, he forgot his wallet at home, so he asked Toma to go back and fetch it for him.
Was ist das? Zhongli 2? Oder
I
Zhongli?
think Ayato could ever be forgetful like that.
Brother always works diligently, and it's rare for him to ever put his duties to the side and relax. So, Toma and I really cherish such moments when he's forgetful.
It's time for the portrait's unveiling ceremony. Let's head over to the 5 Kazen Plaza.
Ja, los, zackig, Alter. Weh, da ist gar nichts dahinter, weil ich gesehen habe, dass da nichts war.
Everyone, welcome to the magnificent Iridori Festival. Today, we have ushered in the final stage of our festival. And now we will reveal the final portrait of the 5 Kazen, Kuronushi, which was done by none other than our guest artist from Mondstadt, Calx.
Paimon has no idea what Albedo's portrait looks like. Oh, this is so nerve-wracking.
Let's all count down together. 3, 2, 1.
Und?
What's this? This piece depicts nothing but a background.
Fuck, es war doch bloß so.
I suppose Calx must have forgotten to include the character. Let's hear some words from Calx himself regarding the creative process behind this piece.
Hello, everyone. First, I would like to say that it was an honor to be invited to create the portraits of the 5 Kazen.
Das Lustige ist, es sind nur bekannte Leute und keine irgendwie Touristen.
The 5 Kazen are legendary figures from ancient Inazuma, famous for their works of poetry. As time passed, poems were composed about them, and they became the subjects of many stories. I learned from existing sources about those stories that the character of Kuronushi is the deepest and most differing of the 5 Kazen. Moreover, Kuronushi lacks a dedicated chapter among the stories. It's as if he is a behind-the-scenes role of the 5 Kazen. Perhaps we can assume that every creator had a different understanding of Kuronushi. So, in the same way, I also wanted to leave this character to everyone's own imagination. After all, the Iridori Festival is a place for everyone to express their minds through creative works.
Yep, that's Albedo for ya. His super logical explanation is sure to win everyone's approval. Well, it seems that our adventures at the Iridori Festival have come to a close.
Vergisst du nicht etwas?
Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, right! We still haven't figured out who left those stories of the 5 Kazen for us to find.
Aber ich habe eine Vermutung.
Really? Come on then, who is it? Tell Paimon!
Zuerst kennt er jeden von uns.
Well, that makes sense. Otherwise, there'd be no way to give the right paper to the right person every time.
Und die Person hat einen Bezug zur Familie von Kazuha.
Right. Even though they were using stories to hint us toward Shincho's troubles, the real goal was to lead us to solve the secrets of the Kaidahara clan. Oh, Paimon gets it now. Well, at least Paimon thinks she knows. Let's go. We'll get to the bottom of this.
Okay, scheiße, jetzt stehe ich auf dem Schlauch. Hä? Finde die Person.
The one who left the stories of the 5 Kazen. I'm afraid you guessed wrong, Paimon. It wasn't me.
Huh? Really? Oh, Paimon thought for sure you'd be the sneaky and tricky one.
But seeing as you stumbled upon me, you aren't far from finding that person now. Because other than me, there's only one person left.
Hä? Aber er hatte Rosen an, das ist doch was anderes gewesen. Die haben nur absichtlich jemand anderen gezeigt, oder? Aha. Oh. Aha. Oh. Aha. Oh. Der Kazuha kann es nicht gewesen sein, das wäre Schwachsinn. Ayaka wusste es ja auch nicht. Er? Ich glaube, wir sollen so oder so bloß einfach mit allen reden, oder?
Yes, in fact, before doing the portrait of Kuronushi, I visited the person who left those stories and confirmed a few things. I think my current approach to this portrait is the most correct one. After all, there are some things that are better left obscure and out of the public eye.
Early to buy your special edition drinks.
Ja, er ist ja eigentlich auch nicht. Doch!
Ayato, you're the one behind the stories of the 5 Kazen.
Hä, aber die Füße waren... Naja, egal.
But don't you think you overdid it a little? Leading all your friends on a wild hunt like that?
As it just so happens, one of the reasons I'm here today is to explain the details behind this wild hunt.
Paimon wants to see how you'll explain yourself out of this one.
First of all, the start of this whole incident was due to mere happenstance. You see, Lady Yai happened to catch sight of Shincho and the editor carrying the books away one night. She thought it was interesting, so she asked me to tease them a bit.
Wie halt die Jai schon wieder voll mit drin steckt, weil die wieder gesehen hat, was abgeht.
Huh? So it was Miko after all! Paimon knew it! This thing had Miko written all over it!
That's right. But using the story of the 5 Kazen to guide you to the Kaidahara family's secrets was my personal touch. As for my roundabout approach, well, that was something which I had no choice but to do.
Keine andere Wahl.
Yes. Due to a certain incident that occurred earlier, I happened to notice the bonsai plants left behind by Kaedehara Yoshinori, as well as the blank papers hidden inside. I knew there was more than meets the eye regarding those papers, but it took me some time to figure out the secret behind the ink, the kind that would only appear when exposed to water. What Kaedehara Yoshinori said in the letter is very important for both the Kamisato clan and the descendants of the Kaedehara clan, especially Kazuha. The Kaedehara clan used to be subordinates of the Kamisato clan. It was my ancestors who were unable to protect them all those years ago. So now, this obligation fell on my shoulders. Although he has the right to know the truth, the closer he draws to things hidden out of sight, the closer he also draws to danger. I had to confirm whether Kazuha has both the will and ability to be privy to the truth. of course, I could outright tell him the truth that I had discovered. But maybe he doesn't have the will that's required. In that case, the truth would only become a burden to him. If he lacks the ability, then he wouldn't be able to find the truth in the first place. In which case, it would be better to keep him away from danger altogether. Kaedehara Yoshinori left his message in a roundabout way precisely for this reason. For a long time, I yearned for a suitable opportunity to convey this matter, right up until the night when a legend of sword was smuggled away.
Oh, Paimon gets it now.
Was ist mit dem Willen der anderen, die mit hineingezogen werden?
Yeah, it wasn't only Kazuha. You brought all of the rest of us into this plan of yours.
I figured you would ask this question eventually. I merely saw that this matter would be of value to you. And more importantly, I hoped that while Kazuha and Ayaka were looking for the answers together, they would have some reliable friends by their side. Reliable friends who would be willing to protect them and make measured decisions. Friends who would spare no effort to lend a helping hand in times of trouble. Because it is also very likely that you will face the same enemy together in the future.
Kunikutsushi, wer ist das?
You already know the answer deep down inside, don't you? The answer is actually hidden in the portrait of Kuronushi. When there is no one else near the portrait, you can confirm with your own eyes. As for the means of revealing that answer, well, you have used it many times before.
Oh, er ist mit unsichtbarer Tinte gemalt? Warte bis nachts um 0 bis 5. Oha. Ja. Also kipp mal Wasser drauf.
It's getting pretty late, so nobody else is around now. So Ayato must have been telling us to splash water on the portrait, right?
Und Schock.
It's the Balladeer! So he was the one behind the trouble all those years ago!
When there is no one else near the portrait, you can confirm with your own eyes. As for the means of revealing that answer, well, you have used it many times before. Also, there's one last thing that we must discuss. I mentioned earlier that the occurrence of a certain incident made me notice the bonsai plants. I wish to tell you of that incident now. It was just after the Shogun announced the abolition of the Sakoku decree. I heard that something had happened at the Tenryou Commission. They had discovered signs that someone had entered the warehouse storing the Commission's articles of evidence and confiscated items. But nothing was stolen. I felt something unusual about that incident. So I told Kujo-Sara of the Tenryou Commission to treat it as if nothing happened. She was not to increase the guard or relocate the warehouse contents. In the meantime, I sent a member of the Shumatsuban to keep watch over the warehouse. And sure enough, someone was sneaking in and rummaging through the belongings of the Kaedehara clan.
You mean he was also looking for...
I let him search for a while, but in the end, he found nothing. Soon after, he had to leave Inazuma by boat.
Why didn't you send someone to catch him?
The best way to protect a secret is to treat it as if it doesn't exist, is it not? Besides, the identity of this person is not hard to guess. After he left Inazuma, I carefully checked the Kaedehara clan's belongings one by one, and eventually discovered the papers in the hidden compartment of the flower pot. I am certain that the papers are the secret which the infiltrator sought to find, though he couldn't confirm whether this secret existed at all. So, now on to my final question. Which part of Kaedehara Yoshinori's experiences was the secret that needed to be protected?
Vereingelegt werden sollte. Wusste Yoshinori, dass der Verbrecher Kusushi hieß? Wusste Yoshinori, dass die Familie reingelegt werden sollte?
I don't have an answer to this question at present, so I'll leave it to your future self. As for now, please, enjoy yourselves at the Iridori Festival.
Der schwarz gefärbte Palast. Ha, Scaramouche, du alte dumme Sau, ey. Entschuldigung. Gemalt von Albedo. Die Spezialität um Kuni Kutsushi darzustellen. Ein Geheimnis, das erst gelüftet wird, wenn die Oberfläche Leinwand mit Wasser bespült wird. Person, die versucht hat, heimlich nach dem Geheimnis zu suchen, ein Fatui-Spion war. Aber wer ist diese Person, die versucht, ihre Vergangenheit zu verbergen? Welche Auswirkungen könnte ihr Geheimnis auf das eigene Schicksal haben? Alter, wir können es halt echt aufdecken damit. Das ist cool. Und es geht auch wieder weg. Okay, das ist einfach nur geil. Dass die halt an sowas echt gedacht haben. Max, wenn keiner anwesend ist. Ich meine, ist nicht so, als ob die wirklich ins Bett gehen, ne? Die sind die ganze Nacht hier. Scaramouche, Alter. Ich warte auf den Tag, an dem wir den Bastard endlich vernichten dürfen. Und für jeden, der den spielen will, nein, wir machen ihn kalt. Weil das ist kein guter Charakter. Der erfährt dasselbe wie die La Signora, Alter. Da wird Staub draus gemacht und dann... Winke, winke. Gut. Aber an der Stelle bedanke ich mich bei euch fürs Zuschauen. Das war die Geschichte der 5 Kazen. Wir haben dann eigentlich noch einen Haufen Zeug zu tun, aber wir haben wenigstens die Geschichte gemacht. Aktionsdetails. Ja, ist halt deshalb. Mondstrophen und Sternenverse, Theater der Vorrichtungen. Ja, ein bisschen was haben wir noch zu machen, ne? Schauen wir mal. Warte mal, wenn ich jetzt da drauf gehe. Ah, da kommt dann das da. Auftrag annehmen. Länge der Legenden der Kazen. Aber dass der Scaramouche das ganze Zeug verursacht hat, ne? Krass. Egal. Ich bedanke mich bei euch fürs Zuschauen. Ich hoffe, wir sehen uns wieder in der nächsten Folge von Genshin Impact. Ich denke mal, da werden wir dann die anderen Sachen angehen auf jeden Fall. Werde ich ja die Woche auch noch machen müssen, weil es ist nicht mehr lang. Ich habe mir ziemlich viel Zeit gelassen. Aber ich bedanke mich bei euch fürs Zuschauen. Ich hoffe, wir sehen uns wieder in der nächsten Folge. Macht's gut und Servus.